Hello, I'm going to tie up a number 16 contrast nymph right now. This is using my Riverfly UV dubbing. It's species specific. This is made for caddis pupa like spotted sedge, hydropsyche. It can also be used for, prospecting nymphs in general. So I'm going to tie a number 16 contrast nymph right now using this dubbing. So I've got my hook installed. It's a 1XL nymph hook. I'm going to attach some 8/0 UNI-Thread. Now I'm taking a partridge feather, a marginal covert feather from the shoulder of the bird, and I'm going to remove all the base fluff here, the after shaft feathers, and I'm going to use the base of the feather, some of these lower fibers here, for my tail. Strip those off. Size it to about the length of the hook shank. Trap it in. Alright, now I'm going to take some UTC Ultra Wire small gold color, and this is going to be my ribbing on the abdomen. Not only does it give contrast and segmentation to the abdomen, but it also weights the fly, makes it a little bit heavier. Alright, so we're going to make a dubbing loop now. And I've already taken out some dubbing so that I won't have to take it out while the loop is open. Alright, so let's make this loop. We're going to make 2 wraps around the hook shank. With our finger keeping it open, and 2 wraps around the dubbing loop, and we're going to bring the thread up to the front of the hook, and we're going to insert the lighter color dubbing of this dubbing set for the abdomen, and then we're also going to insert the thorax dubbing, so that we use one loop to create the whole fly. And we'll take some hackle pliers. Now we're going to spin it, and the more you spin, the tighter it gets, and so you can achieve the kind of appearance you'd like to have in your fly by how much you spin the loop. Now we're going to try to get a tapered abdomen up to the thorax. Once I get up to the thorax, I'm going to stop. I'm going to take my wire, make 3 wraps around the fly here. The thorax will actually be used to tie off this wire. And then we'll continue to work our way up to the front of the fly here. Now we can kind of clean up any errant fibers. Okay, now we're going to take the partridge feather again. And this feather is too large to wrap around this hook, so I'm going to use a method where I can make the desired hackle length collar I want using a feather that's too large. So normally I want the hackle fibers to be just a little bit longer than the hook shank. So we'll size that, come off a little further than the hook shank from the hook eye. Then we'll pinch wrap it on top with 2 wraps. Now we're going to distribute the fibers around the hook shank. You can see I tied in the top of the feather facing upwards. So we're going to bring the fibers around to meet the beginning of the fibers. You know, we're going to bring it around. We're not going to spin it too much. We're just going to have it meet back to where they start. Once they come around like that, I'll make 3 wraps to secure it. And we got a whole lot of cleaning up to do. First we'll remove this stem here. I'll clean up these fibers a little bit more. Alright, now we have this big stem here that's left, the tip here. I'm going to remove that whole piece. Now I'm going to make a thread head. Instead of whip finishing it now, I'm going to put the head cement on the thread first before I whip finish it. That'll keep it from being discolored, and also it will not allow the head cement to get into the base of the feather fibers here, which would stiffen them up. I just use a 3-turn whip finish. I find that that's enough and doesn't build up too much. Finally, I like to rock the thread a little bit here and let it get set in the groove there. Sometimes these fibers will mat up a little bit because, you know, these are really webby feathers from the marginal covert of the bird here. So I just kind of open it up. And there we have a finished contrast nymph using contrast dubbing and a feather that was too large for the hook size. We were able to create our fly.